This week's grammar focus is contractions. Today we're going to talk about contractions with not and contractions with pronouns. As I have been doing, I will do the teaching part first and then turn you loose to practice away. A contraction is a word that's made by shortening and putting two words together. An apostrophe replaces the letter or letters that are left out. Okay? Here we have this magnet is not that strong. Okay? I asked the thinking question, which verb am I putting together with the word not? And which letter should I leave out and replace with an apostrophe? That's our thinking question. Okay? This magnet isn't that strong. I'm replacing the O with an apostrophe. The pins were not sticking to it. The pins weren't. In the word not, we always take out the O, and that's where the apostrophe goes. We have not found a better one yet. We haven't found a better one yet. Now the contraction won't is special. It's will not, but you change the spelling. It's not wilt, it's won't. So let's talk about the contraction for the words in parentheses. Okay? The magnetic force has not been powerful enough. Has not becomes hasn't. H-A-S-N apostrophe T. Hasn't. Number 2, the two magnets like poles will not stick together. Remember, will not is a special, and it needs to be spelled won't stick together. Pause the video, work through 3, 4, and 5, and come back to the video once you have decided which contraction you are going to put to finish the sentence. All right, how'd you do? Number 3, the toy batteries aren't charged, the car doesn't work without a battery, and many electric motors wouldn't work without batteries. We're always replacing the O with an apostrophe when we're working with contractions that have not. Now let's look at contractions with pronouns. Okay, an apostrophe belongs in a sentence that uses a pronoun in a contraction. So here's how we need to do that. Wheel, okay, wheel is when we add we will. And then your apostrophe takes the first couple of letters off of your your second word. So here we go. Our thinking question is, which letters should I leave out and replace with an apostrophe to make a contraction? You can put a pronoun and a verb together to make a contraction. An apostrophe replaces the letter or letters that are left out. We are working on our project, or we're working on our project. The apostrophe takes the place of the A in R. It will amaze everyone. It'll amaze everyone. We're taking out the W-I in will. We have spent a lot of time on it. We've spent a lot of time on it. Taking out the H-A. Okay? So here, rather than just taking out the O in not when we worked with contractions with not, here you have a few that you take out a couple of letters. So let's look at the contractions in parentheses, the words in parentheses, and see if we can figure out what the contraction would look like. Okay, I have never worked so hard on something. It underlines the letters to take out. Okay. This actually, it does not actually. I don't know why that line is there like that. But it's I've. You're taking out H-A, keeping the I apostrophe V-E. I've never worked so hard on something. It is working well so far. Here we take out the I, which is underlined, and make it it's. Work on 3 through 8. Pause the video and come back when you have written a contraction for the words in parentheses. All right, how'd you do? We're going to use magnets in our project. We've collected several to use. I'm working with my friend Kyle. We'll go to the science fair on Tuesday. My mother says she'll come to the fair. My grandfather said he's coming too. Now it's time to practice further in your reader's notebook. On page 177, you're working with contractions with not. You have all your information, your thinking question, and examples. You're doing exactly what we did on the projectable, except for this time you get to write it in. Okay, and then contractions with pronouns is on page 178. Again, all the information about how you do it, examples, and your thinking question. Again, you're using you're writing a contraction for the word in parentheses, putting an apostrophe in the place of the underlined letter or letters. Okay? Make sure to have your learning adult check your work when you're done.